Liverpool evolution is over after Klopp. It's no longer news that Jurgen Klopp will be leaving Liverpool at the end of the 2023 to 2024 season. The announcement came as a shock to the entire footballing world, but I guess we're all now trying to get used to it. Now, as we look forward to a Liverpool without Jurgen Klopp, something we haven't seen since 2015, there are some questions that need answering. Is the Liverpool evolution over after Klopp? Why are the fans sad about his departure? Why did he even decide to leave? We'll answer all these questions in this video today. But first, let's talk about Liverpool's evolution under Klopp. When Jurgen Klopp took over the job in October 2015, Liverpool was deep in the abyss. He hadn't won the Champions League in 10 years and still hadn't won the Premier League even once. This was a club dwelling on past glory. They desperately needed a revolution. Klopp came and did exactly that. When he was hired, he said he would deliver trophies within 4 years. And not only did he deliver trophies, he delivered the biggest one, the Champions League, just a little less than 4 years after he was hired. Then quickly followed that up with the Premier League trophy, winning it in super dominant fashion in 2020. He also reached the Champions League final on 3 occasions, won the UEFA Super Cup, FIFA Club World Cup, and multiple domestic trophies in between. But apart from the trophies, what Klopp did was that he built an incredible team, a dynasty, and most importantly for the owners, a very profitable business. Despite losing his best player Philippe Coutinho because the team wasn't yet winning, Klopp was still able to go ahead and build a proper team, bringing in players like Mohamed Salah, Sadio Mane, Virgil van Dijk, Andrew Robertson, and Alisson, and also promoting Trent Alexander-Arnold from the club's academy to the first team. These guys grew to become the core of the team, and they helped drive the team to success. Klopp did not only make the team more successful on the pitch, he also got the fans to start believing once again, and that, of course, reflected positively in stadium attendance, which translated to more money in the pocket of the club. By 2020, 5 years after Klopp was hired, Liverpool's value had increased by 122%, the second largest growth of any team in Europe in that period. That year, the club's value also passed the €1 billion mark for the first time ever. Essentially, Jurgen Klopp did not only bring footballing success for Liverpool, he also brought huge financial success. The man was a manager in the truest sense of the word. So yeah, it was a big evolution. From being one of the has-been clubs without money, Liverpool is now one of the biggest and most financially buoyant clubs in the continent. And remember, he was able to achieve all this in less than a decade. Crazy. And that is why Liverpool are sad about his departure. But why is Klopp even leaving in the first place? He is surely not under pressure from the fans or the owners. The man just made the decision to call it quits because, according to him, he is running out of energy and can't continue to do this over and over again. He said he'll go on a 1-year break to revitalize before he gets back to work. And when he does get back, he won't come anywhere close to any other English team. That's sweet, but wait a minute. Is running out of energy code for something else? Could it be that there are things that Klopp is not satisfied with at the club and he's leaving because of that? Obviously, the club has a special place in his heart, so he was always going to make his exit honorable. But could there be something more to this? I mean, it's no secret that the Saudis have developed massive interest in his best player Mo Salah over the past year, and it seems Liverpool were willing to sell. Saudi Arabian clubs were able to lure the likes of Fabinho, Firmino, and Henderson away, but they had their eyes on the big one, the Egyptian king. Klopp was never going to take that sitting down. In the height of the rumors, Klopp insisted that Salah would remain untouchable. Now, Liverpool sort of corroborated that by also saying he was untouchable. But they added an interesting caveat, saying that if a crazy offer came in, they would have to see. That says a lot, you know, because if there's one country right now where a crazy offer can always come from, it's certainly Saudi Arabia. That seemingly little difference in visions could have caused some friction between the manager and the owners. I mean, if they can let Salah go for a crazy offer, who's next? Van Dijk? Trent? Alisson? Nobody will be safe anymore. And that might not be the only area where the two parties don't agree. Signings have been an interesting subject too. In a recent interview, Klopp talked about how he wanted Jude Bellingham, Moises Caicedo, and Romeo Lavia last summer alone, but he didn't get any of them. Compare that to his biggest rival Pep Guardiola, who literally just has to point at a player and the club gets them. He wanted Grealish, Bruges, he got him. He wanted Haaland, he got him. He wanted Doku, he got him. He wanted Gvardiol, he got him. Honestly, if Pep wants the King of England to play for Man City, the club will find a way to get him. Meanwhile, Klopp wasn't able to get any of his top 3 midfield targets in just one window. Now, was he perhaps taking a cryptic dig at the owners of the club with that statement he made? Maybe, maybe not. But one thing is certain, it wasn't the first time. For some time, it has seemed like the club has always wanted to land Kylian Mbappe, but I don't think that's exactly Klopp's favorite profile. The German boss prefers down-to-earth players who are ready to give everything to the team, press, fight, and track back when they need to. Mbappe is not that guy, and it's probably why Klopp has avoided committing to chasing the Frenchman. In 2022, Klopp publicly declared that Liverpool were not in the race for Mbappe's signature, despite the rumors. And then in 2023, he said he laughs about Mbappe and Liverpool links. He might not have said it directly, but you can sense that Klopp doesn't exactly want the France national team captain on his team. So if the owners are insisting on getting Mbappe, the boss might not be happy about that, especially when they appear to be willing to let Salah go. But hey, I'm just speculating here. It could still be that Klopp has indeed run out of energy. Coaching a top club is a very demanding job, and when you remember that Klopp has been a manager for over 2 decades without really taking a proper break, you might be willing to believe he is indeed just tired. This man retired from professional football at Mainz and immediately went into coaching that same year at the same club. No breaks. After Mainz, he moved to Dortmund. Still no breaks. And after Dortmund, it took just about 4 months for him to land the Liverpool job. Looking at the career he has had, I'm tempted to believe that Klopp has really just run out of energy. But yeah, the point is that the man is leaving, and it brings us back to the question of the day. The Liverpool evolution over. I'll be honest, it's already not looking good for the Reds. Klopp seems to be the glue holding that team together. You look at that Liverpool team and you just get the feeling that no other coach would be able to recreate what he has been able to achieve with them. Also, many of those players are always so ready to give their all to the coach, so after his departure, who knows what could happen. Salah could finally take up that Al Ittihad offer. Meanwhile, Van Dijk already made statements that suggest that he may be considering following Klopp out of the club. When asked if he'd be part of the new era at Liverpool, he simply said he doesn't know. Imagine hearing that from your captain. That's definitely not reassuring at all. If the club loses its core, or even just a part of its core, that's just a recipe for disaster. And history doesn't really give much hope either. Clubs who have enjoyed success for years under one manager often suffer after he eventually leaves. We saw it with Fergie and United. We also saw it with Wenger and Arsenal. Klopp didn't stay as long as those guys, but the theory applies the same. Right now, some of the early favorites to succeed the German at Liverpool are Xabi Alonso, Roberto De Zerbi, Hansi Flick, Julian Nagelsmann, and Zinedine Zidane, all of whom play significantly different styles from Klopp. And as you know, implementing new ideas usually takes time. New players will be brought in, existing players will have to adjust, and let's face it, some of them will leave. All of these changes will rock the club, and it might take them some time to steady themselves again. Liverpool would be so lucky if they're able to hire a coach that can build on Klopp's foundation, but if they get it wrong with the German successor, then the Liverpool evolution as we know it is pretty much over. That's certainly not good news for Reds all over the world, but it's actually just reality. What do you think though? What will become of Liverpool in the years after Jurgen Klopp leaves? Share your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Catch you in the next one.